Gamesweasel.com. Review.
3 years ago, I saw a rather good-looking Indiana Jones game which had some dynamic fighting using their new Euphoria engine. So far, that game hasn't surfaced, and what we get instead is this latest action-adventure on the Wii, Staff of Kings. This time Indy's looking for the Staff of Moses and once again has to fight thugs, Nazis and mystical forces along the way. Being on the Wii, LucasArts have decided to eke out every last bit of motion control. Oh dear. You use the remote and nunchuck to punch with your left and right fist, and by holding down the B button and swinging the remote you can unleash your whip to disarm enemies, pull them closer for a handy headbutt, or swing around the environment. You even get to use it as a joystick as you fly a plane and as a light gun during shooting sections. Unfortunately, although it is quite novel using the controls in this way to fight at first, it soon gets a bit frustrating. You can't always pull off the moves you mean to do, not that that matters because your enemies mostly wait around for you to hit them or dodge their attacks. The fighting is fun though, as you do pick up objects and smash them into tables, fish tanks, etc, and it does feel quite meaty as Indy's punch-ups often look like they do in the movies. Unfortunately, the game's also very glitchy and feels rushed and unfinished. Tutorial sections and cutscenes can't be skipped, so if you happen to die during them, you have to sit through long sequences before you can try again after the last checkpoint. Although the Indy sound-alike is very good, audio skips and jumps all over the place as the game loads new areas, and even animations jump and skip as you fight and move around. There's also a co-op multiplayer mode in there if you fancy it, as Indy and his Sean Connery dad run about together, but to be honest, this is pretty throwaway too. It's a real shame I actually enjoyed the old graphic adventure Fate of Atlantis and the PS2 game Emperor's 2 more than this one. It may be better on the PSP and PS2 thanks to a less convoluted control system, but if you do want a Tomb Raiding action adventure, get the recent, Tomb Raider instead. Staff of Kings gets an average 5 out of 10.
You've been watching a review from Gamesweasel. If you want to get the show each week, which includes video game reviews, news, previews, competitions and special features, then head over to Gamesweasel.com for our video podcast, Gamesweasel TV.
Gamesweasel.com.